be all about Tylose. If you like this type of tutorial, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Tylose looks like a very fine powder dust and is made of CMC, also known as carboxymethyl cellulose. This is not to be confused with gum tragacanth, although both ingredients can be used to make gum paste. I will do a blog with more information about these products, so check my blog for more information on this, and the link will be posted in the comment box below. In the meantime, let's get started with the tutorial. Here I have this piece of fondant. I haven't kneaded this fondant a lot, so it doesn't stretch a lot. Now I'm adding some shortening to my hands, and I am going to knead it really well. Kneading is what helps the fondant become nice and soft. If you feel your fondant dry, it won't stretch as much. You can see now how much this is stretching. I am going to take this piece of fondant and separate it into pieces. To one of them, I am going to add some Tylose. The other one is just gonna stay basic. As you can see, I'm working with small pieces, and you can see how much Tylose I put to this little tiny piece of fondant. I like to work with small amounts because Tylose does help the fondant harden faster. So that way I won't lose a lot of fondant if I cannot work with it all. Make sure that the Tylose is kneaded really well into the fondant, so you can add more shortening to your hands if you feel it's dry. Right now, if I stretch it, it doesn't look like a lot of difference. It takes Tylose around 15 minutes to get harder and to start working. With gum tragacanth, it takes around 30 minutes. If you're in a hurry and you need to use it right now, you can actually start using it. Sometimes I just add more Tylose to it. And adding more Tylose to it will actually make it harden faster. One thing you will have to understand is that in 15 minutes, it will get a lot harder. But that can be fixed by adding more fondant to it. I will suggest you to actually try this so you can feel the difference. You will feel the fondant get harder the more Tylose you add to it. If you add more fondant to it, you will make it softer. I usually don't put this much Tylose to my fondant, but since I'm doing a test, I'm just showing you what happens with it. So start with smaller amount. If it feels dry, add some shortening to your hands. Also, keep in mind the consistency of your fondant. This fondant I'm working with has chocolate in it and is on the softer side. Other fondants might require a lot less. You will need to test the fondant you use to see how it reacts. So here I have the fondant with the Tylose and the fondant without it. This is the original one. You can see how much it stretches. Look at this. This is hard fondant. Yeah, it cracks. But for certain pieces, you want something that will dry stronger, and this will help. Let's say I want to make a bowl, and I need this bowl to dry faster and be harder. I will add Tylose to my fondant so I can make my bowl faster and still work with it while it's pliable. As you can see, it rolls really well. It's smooth, it's not cracking. If it starts cracking, it means that maybe you put too much Tylose and you can add more fondant. But you might be able to still work with it. Here is my piece. As you see, it's very strong. I can gather it like a ball, and you see it's not floppy, it just stays strong, but still pliable. This is my original piece of fondant. You can already see how much softer it is and how much harder would it be to make a bowl out of it. I am gathering it, it's sticky, it's floppy, it's impossible. Can it be done? Yes. But why would you like to work with a soft fondant and go through that much trouble when you can add some Tylose and make it easier? So let's say that my fondant got too hard because I put a lot of Tylose. I'm going to show you that you can add more fondant to it and fix it. I am taking a little bit of the original fondant and adding it to the one that has the Tylose. Instantly you can see how much softer it is. You can also see as I'm filming this how the consistency of the one that I added the Tylose is changing. It's getting harder and more difficult to work with. You can see the one with the Tylose just breaks apart, it looks hard. The one that I added the fondant looks softer, and the one that is just the fondant, it stretches a lot. If you still feel that it's too hard, you can add more fondant to it. This is a matter of what you like and prefer to work with and what is easier for you.
The only way you're gonna learn the difference between one to the next is by testing it.
You can see I mixed them all and I have a pretty good consistency, and I can play with it again. Just keep in mind that when you add bigger amounts of Tylose to the fondant will dry out faster, and in a few days it will be hard as a rock. So don't make a lot of it. Do smaller portions that you're gonna use at the moment you're making your cake. Go visit my blog for more information on this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, ta-ta!